Give that sales order number.
Yeah, this one.
Then press enter. No delivery relevant items in order. Okay, so go to that item category. ZA 10, is it?
Z10, yeah.
Okay, go to this transaction Vivo V7. What is the in the exercise what they have asked you to do?
They have told you to create the outbound delivery for the order in the shipping point Y0 hash double hash
Which
and
exercise is that? 25, is it?
25. Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay, create a trade fair order. The quantity, create outbound delivery and working outbound delivery initiates printing list. Okay, go to the item category.
VO
Vivo.
V7.
Enter. Select your item. ZDA 10. Go to details. Okay. Schedule an item relevant for delivery is not ticked here. No. If you
Where,
go
sir?
in that business data tab,
Yeah.
yeah, item is not relevant. The tick is not there. So if because of that, it is not allowing. So now you select that.
Sir, what it means? Item relevant for delivery means.
If it is ticked, then only you can able to deliver the item. Otherwise, it will say that this delivery is not relevant. This order is not relevant for delivery.
Means if it is not created, means if someone not created that delivery, then again, then after having this, it's showing that item
No, no, no.
relevant for delivery. Means.
No. What it means is if you have not checked that tick mark, okay. If you create an order with that item category, it will not allow you to create a delivery because the item is relevant for delivery check is not present. So it has to be relevant for delivery. Then only you can create delivery for that. Otherwise, it will not allow you to create delivery.
Okay.
Otherwise, okay. 1 second. Don't do any change there. Okay. Schedule line on business item pricing. Okay. Let me also check from my side. Create a trade fair order. Okay. EL64B. Sold to trade fair order. What order type you used?
Order type is ZA10.
ZA?
10.
Trade fair order ZA10. Okay. I will also try to create that order and let us see in my system. PO, today's date, material. Checking condition. How possible? Just go to that order and open that order.
Yes, sir.
Go to the item level details.
Now.
Go to shipping tab. Okay, shipping point Y010. Check the incompletion. Is it complete?
Yeah, it's complete.
Okay. Go back to that overview screen. So, item category. Go to that again. Just have the screen open, but open another session and go to Vivo V7. And open that item category. I think the issue is with the item category only. Try to manually change that item category in the sales document to TAN.
Here.
TAN.
Yes, yes, yes. Item category is not defined.
is not defined for this item. Go to Vivo V4 or sorry, Vivo V6.
And
No, go to Vivo V5 or no. Where are you typing?
oh, okay. Sorry.
Go back. Don't save this. Go back.
Yeah.
Okay, Vivo V5, Vivo V6, Vivo V4. Go to Vivo V4. Okay, now what is your sales document type? Or go to material master and check what item category group it is having.
Item category group for what?
For the material.
Really? Okay.
Go to your sales order and go to line item and press select that line and press F8. Yeah, there. Press F8. Now you need to change the item category back, otherwise it will not allow. Why? What was the item category? ZA10, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
Mm.
Now go to what is item category group, check. In sales org 2 view, you can check.
Item
Not
category.
okay. No, yeah, item category group, not general item category group. Item category group. Next to that.
Next to that, yeah, here.
NORM. So now for your sales document type or what is the sales document type you are using? ZA?
ZA10. Yeah.
Go to
ZA.
that item category assignment. Not
Data.
another. Not. No. You have one other window open, right? Mm.
This one. Oh, yeah.
Go to position and give all these inputs and see what item category it is maintained. ZA10. What is the sales document type? What is the item category group? NORM.
Category group. And yeah.
Press enter. Default item category is ZA10. Okay. So
ZA.
change that to TAN.
TAN or
Mm,
TAN. Here.
TAN. No, before that. There only. Change it to TAN. Save this. Now go to your order. Open the order again. Try now changing it. You need to open your order again.
Okay.
Now save this. Now try to create delivery.
From here I can click now.
No delivery relevant. Again, you are getting the same error.
Mm.
Create a new order.
What sales areas?
What you gave earlier. You should be knowing that.
Earlier. Okay. Okay. Waiting. Sold to party. iPhone. Yeah. This one. And they have told you us that put the request delivery date today's.
Hmm.
Hmm. PA in default.
Now go to schedule line and check whether the order is confirmed. Then now try creating. Save this order and then try to create delivery.
Sir,
Hmm.
why this incompletion is always happen when we are trying to save an order from yesterday?
Name
I guess.
is not given in that customer. So you go to that. No, go back. Complete the data.
Yeah.
Name. Maybe they have saved this for this trade fair order. Might have had
Yeah.
this name. Just to give you some name.
I
Give your
I
name
used to
only.
put here Saurabh's name, sir.
You can put your name also.
Then yeah, document is complete. Now we are saving this. Again,
Delivery 11. Go and click on that long text. Delivery relevant items in order. I don't know what is going wrong here. We will check this, Vivek. I don't know why it is happening like this. Maybe it's because of that
shipping point.
shipping point. Yeah, it could be. Just go and see what plant it got determined.
Plant. Mm, plant. Let's check the plant. I guess.
The 1200
Yeah, 1200.
Go to that.
order
Go to
sales
that
Yes,
platform.
shipping point determination for that.
I guess it's in SPRO.
Yes.
Mm.
Mm.
Logic stick execution. Down. Okay.
Yeah.
Shipping basic function. Basic
Huh?
shipping function. Basic
Basic.
shipping function.
Hmm. Then
Shipping point and good receiving point determination.
shipping point condition.
No,
Define.
no. Shipping point sales document.
Yeah.
Yes.
Go to that your customer.
But
What you need to do here? No. Go back. Where are you going?
Saurabh.
Now you have to go to shipping point and goods receiving point determination, and the last assign shipping points. Open that. Last,
Where, sir?
last, last one.
last
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here.
assign.
Before.
Okay. Okay. Yes, sir. Yeah. Yeah. Assign shipping point.
Now go to your customer and sold to party and check what is the shipping condition. Go to your material and check what is the loading group, and then select whether what plant you are using. Then
Position.
give that.
Position.
Mm.
Now you are trying to create order for some customer, right?
Mm. Yes,
Go
sir.
to that customer master and go and check what is the shipping conditions.
Mm. VD02. Customer is, yeah, this is the customer.
Go to sales area data.
Hmm.
In the shipping tab, what is the shipping condition?
60.
60.
Okay. Then go to material master. Then check what is the loading group.
Twelve.
Hmm?
What is
Plant,
the
yeah,
loading?
plant. Yeah, plant we have seen is 1200.
12.
So where I can find the loading group?
Loading.
Go to
Plant.
sales
Sales.
general plant.
Loading group. Yeah, 000004.
0004.
Okay, go now and select in the position you give all these inputs and check what shipping point it is getting determined.
In condition it's 60. Loading
00.
group
0004.
0004. Plant is
1200.
yeah, it's Y010.
Okay. Okay. Remove that Y010. Give 1201. Enter. Cannot be used for plant 1200. Then give 1200 only. Instead of 1201, give 1200.
Yeah.
Enter. Okay, save. Now create again another order.
Another order or
Another
you
order
can
only.
change it.
Whenever you change something like configuration, you have to recreate your document. Otherwise, it will not work. Again, same.
It is a same 20 minutes.
Same.
Same.
What shipping point got determined now?
Shipping point.
Okay.
1200.
Okay. think there is something wrong with that material. Try using any other material and we will see.
Yeah, sir. Right now or yes, after the session.
Yeah, you can try another material because this material, I think there is some issue with this. Yesterday
Okay.
you created some material, right?
Hmm.
Use that material and create one more order.
No.
7 6.
Hmm. No schedule line date. Okay.
Yeah.
No schedule line date it is showing.
Change the date.
05. Wait a minute.
Hmm?
Okay. 11. Hmm.
Save this.
Yeah.
Hmm?
It saved successfully.
Okay, fine then. So if you have this kind of issues, it could be mainly due to the material master only. There could be something master data related issues. So try changing the master data and you can try to create your own customers. So master data, it's very important. I have been telling you from day one, right? So
Yes.
without proper master data, you cannot do anything in the system. So please
System.
ensure that you set up proper master data, without which you will all face these kind of issues frequently and you will not be able to work. So check whether the customer is properly configured, check the material is properly configured before you start with your exercises. So in case if you are having any issues like this, try changing the master data and try to work, because master data there are many settings, so we will not know which setting is failing. So for our exercise purpose we can create our own, but when you go into real time, like, you will not be able to do all these things because you have to work with the master data also. So you have to fix that master data and then you might be required to create the orders or deliveries whatsoever it is. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now yesterday we were looking at all the concepts related to delivery. So now let us start with the next concept about pricing. So generally we create sales orders, and for a certain material, for a certain quantity, we create a sales order. So essentially sales order will have some information about the sold to party, ship to party, then about the material, about the quantity, and then other partners like who is going to be the bill to party, who is going to be the payer. All this will be present here. So apart from this, we have some important information with regard to price. So you should be able to explicitly state what is the price for the product that you are selling in the sales document. So if you don't specify the price, then what are the implications for this particular sales order which doesn't have a price? So if your sales order doesn't have a price, then ideally you will not be able to create invoice for that. So if you are not able to create an invoice, then you will not be able to receive the payment for the material which you have supplied. So essentially price serves many important purpose. So if you can imagine like you are the seller and you are trying to sell a product to your customer, and if you don't know the price of your product, or for some reason you're not willing to disclose the price, then what do you think would happen? The customer will not be interested because you have not specified him the price. Anyways, you are not going to give your product free of cost. So there has to be some cost which you need to charge the customer. So SAP has certain techniques which it would use to determine the price automatically in the sales order based on certain conditions. So that particular concept is called condition technique or pricing in sales document. So whenever we created a sales order, we noticed that there is a conditions tab or in the item level, or even in the header level you will have the conditions tab, and there you will be able to see the price for that particular sales order. So let us look at how to set up the prices. So as far as prices is concerned, what comes to your mind? What kind of prices are existing in the business scenarios? So for example, you have a product and you are charging the product for with some price. So that would be the price at which you would be willing to sell the material. For example, you are selling a car. So the price, for example, if you go to the showroom, they will say that the price of this car is some 5 lakh rupees. And then once you are interested, they will say what this price is. They will say it is a X showroom price. So if you want to complete the other formalities and if you want to ride the car, then you need to pay the on-road price for that. So the on-road price will have some additional price components on top of the ex-showroom price. So for example, if the ex-showroom price is 5 lakhs, then on top of that, you need to pay tax, you need to pay the fees for registration, then you need to pay your insurance cost, and then put all these put together, you will arrive at, for example, some 7 lakh rupees. So that would be the final on-road price of your car. So here, if you break down this price structure, you will see that there are many components of prices, like the price of the product, the tax component, and on top of that, you might have some insurance. And for example, if you are trying to purchase the product from another location and they have to bring the product to your location. For example, if you are assume that you are buying the car in US and you want to bring it to India, then they will add the freight cost to bring the car to India. So that is another component. And finally, if this seller of the car is giving some discounts, then he will add discounts on top of that, and that amount will get reduced from the final price. So here you see that there are various components of price that are getting added. So the first component is the price itself, which is nothing but the price of the product. Second is the tax component, which gets added. Third is the freight, and the last one is the discount. So I hope you are all able to see my screen.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that is good. So let us look at what are the different components of. So pricing, we have different components. One is the price, then other is the discounts or surcharges. Then you have freight, then you have taxes. So now we are clear on what are the different components of price. So any doubts on this?
Sir, what is the net value?
Sorry?
Net value.
Net value, maybe the value before all these discounts or freight or taxes would be the net value.
Okay.
If you add everything, then it becomes the final price. So the net value, you might be required to get that figure before deducting the or before adding the taxes or something like that. So
Okay.
after you add everything and deduct all these things, then it becomes the final price or the gross price, right?
Yes.
So before all these deductions or the additions, whatever is the component that you arrive at is called the price, which is called the net price. So these are the 4 different components of price. So now we have already seen that for automatic data determination in SAP, we have a technique. What is the technique? It is called the condition technique. You have already seen this condition technique. Where did we see this condition technique?
Billing.
You have not covered billing yet. Last week we discussed condition technique, if you remember.
Header data.
No, we used
Material
condition technique.
determination.
We already used condition techniques for material determination.
Yes, yes.
Hey, you are forgetting, I don't understand. This is the only technique that you will be using day in and day out in SAP. If you forget this, then there is no point. Material listing exclusion, free goods. So here we saw the condition technique. I told this is a very important technique and this will be used in other determinations as well. It looks like you have forgotten this. So condition technique, we have already seen the different master data. When we discussed the master data, we saw customer master, we saw material master, then we saw customer material info record, and then we saw price master, or then the output condition master. So price master is what we are going to discuss today. Price master, or what we call it as the price conditions. So pricing is mostly dependent on the condition technique. So we have a series of steps with which you use the condition technique. So the first step would be to add fields to field catalog. So in case if any of the fields you feel is missing, you add that fields. Then you create a condition table. Then you create access sequence, assign access sequence, assign condition table to access sequence, create condition type, then assign access sequence to condition type, then create pricing procedure determination, then assign your condition type to pricing procedure determination, and the last step is to create condition records for the condition type. So this is the master data which you would be setting up. Before setting up the master data, you need to perform all those 8 steps. So we have discussed in detail how to go about all these steps when we did the material determination. Here the condition technique would not be as simple as the material determination. Here it will have much more information and more details on the condition type level, on how to achieve the prices, because pricing is a very important concept. So now we have seen the different components of price. So price, then we saw what is the tax, what is the discount or surcharge, and then we saw what is the freight component. So in SAP, each component would be represented by a condition type. So now prices will have a set of condition types, discount will have a set of condition types, freight will have a set of condition types, and taxes will have a set of condition types in standard. Apart from that, you can create your own condition types. And once you have these condition types, you have to add those condition types into your pricing procedure. And based on a certain conditions, pricing procedure would get determined in the sales document. So when we were discussing the free goods, we saw how the free goods determination was happening. So it was happening based on sales area, pricing procedure, customer pricing procedure. So for this combination, the free goods procedure was getting determined. Similarly, for us also now the pricing procedure also would get determined based on this combination. Will be equal to the pricing procedure. Now sales area, you know what is a sales area? It's a combination of sales org, distribution channel and division, which will give the sales area. This you will be entering manually during order creation. Document pricing procedure is something that you will get from your document type. So sales document type will have a document pricing procedure, and customer pricing procedure will be present inside the customer or the sold to party master record. So based on these three, we would have maintained the configuration in the system. So the pricing procedure would get determined based on this. Now let us try to create a sales document. don't forget all this, because if you forget, it will not serve any purpose. So VH01, create an order 1000. Now we will create our sales order. Give a material, give order quantity. Okay, so now we created this order. Now here, if you go to the header, click on this. Here you can see the pricing procedure. It has got determined automatically. It is RVAA01. So based on what this pricing procedure has been determined automatically, we will look into that. So if you want to check pricing procedure, you have to go to SPRO, SAP reference IMG, go to sales and distribution, basic functions, pricing control. So define and assign pricing procedure. Select this, go to define pricing procedure determination. Here, what is our sales org? 1000. What is our distribution channel? 10. Division 00. What is the document pricing procedure? So this is the document type which we are using. So you can go to VOV8 and check the OR document. Go and click on the details. So the document pricing procedure here is A. You're able to see this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so the document pricing procedure is A. Now what is the customer pricing procedure? You should go to your customer master. So you can go to VD03. So this is the customer which we are using in our S50A21 is the customer. So this is the customer sales area. We can go presenter. In order to find the customer pricing procedure, you can go to the sales area data, and in sales tab you can see what is the customer pricing procedure. Here it is 1. So now here you can give 1. Now again, for this combination of sales org, distribution channel, division, document pricing procedure, customer pricing procedure. So you can see what are the pricing procedures that have been determined. So here you can see here, right? So this is the one which has got determined. So it has considered this blank document pricing procedure, and it has determined this RVAA01. Now, in our case, once the pricing procedure is determined, okay, so we can look at how the pricing procedure looks like. So we can go here, you can go back, and you can go to maintain pricing procedure. If you select this, what are the pricing procedures that are present in the system? So now we can go and check RVAA01 and how this looks like. You can select this, go to the control data. So this is how a pricing procedure would look like. So this is not a simple material determination procedure or something. So this will be a little more complex, and it will have more fields and values. So if you want to create your own pricing procedure, you can copy an existing pricing procedure, and you can add your own condition types, and you need to maintain certain values for them in those fields which are present in the pricing procedure. So we will discuss in detail what are each of those fields and what the significance of this we will discuss. And so this is how a pricing procedure would look like. Here you can see the condition types, price related condition types are added here. So here you can see the price conditions. PR00 is added here. Then you can see these KA00, K032, K005, K007. These are all discount conditions. Then you will have some freight conditions also, like KF00, and then you will have tax conditions. So here you can see some discount conditions. Then you see KF00 freight conditions are added here. Then you have some tax conditions also. You can see here MWST is example of a tax condition. So all these are added here. So you can design your own pricing procedure on how you want your prices to get determined. So first you will have the price. Then if you want to have discount, you can create a discount. Then you will create some freight condition. Then you will add some tax condition. And these conditions would get determined in the sales order only if you create the master record for these condition types. So although there are around 76 entries, 76 condition types are present here. You can see here 76 condition types are present. But in the sales order what you created, if you go to this at the item level, for example, and go to conditions, you will not see all the values getting determined. You can see only condition type PR00, AZWR, MWST, SKTO, VPRS. Only these many has got determined. The others, the remaining out of this 76 has not got determined because the conditions are not satisfied for them to be determined. So based on the master data what you set up or the condition records that you create, only those conditions would get determined here. So in order to create a condition record, then you need to have the condition type inside the pricing procedure. Otherwise, you will not be able to create your condition record. So now, if we can go into the pricing procedure, you can see there are many fields here. Like this is the step, this is the counter, this is the condition type, this is the description of the condition type. Then you have a field called from, field called to. Then we have manual, required, statistical, print, subtotal, requirement, calculation, alternate calculation type, alternate condition based value, account key, and accrual key. So these are the 16 fields that are present inside the pricing procedure. So this is a very important question for interviews. So they would be asking you to explain all the 16 fields in the pricing procedure. This is a very standard question that would be usually asked in the interviews. So what are those 16 fields and how do you understand these 16 fields? So now first we have a field called step. So what is a step? So step is nothing but the position of the condition type. So you are trying to place the condition type at a certain position. So you mark that as a step. So then you have something called the counter. So I remember having already explained to you what is a counter. Counter is nothing but a step within a step. So now you have a step called 10. For example, let us assume you have a step called 10, and in that same step 10, you wanted to have some 5 conditions. Then you can add them in the same step but with a different counter. So step number 10, counter 1, you will have PR00 condition. Step number 10, counter 2, you will have another condition PB00. Then step 10, counter 3, you will have some discount condition K005. Likewise, if you want to have some conditions at the same step, then you need to have a counter, because each line has to have a unique step. If the step is not unique, then you need to have at least a unique counter. So that is about the step and counter. Then you create the condition, then you add the condition type in this next field. So then you will have the description. So what is the description of the condition type? Then you have something called the from and to. So here what would happen is, now you added all your condition types here, like you have added all these conditions. Now you want to calculate some percentage of discount, then you maintain from which step until which step the values to be added and the discount has to be applied. So here if you see the percentage discount from gross, this is the condition type RA01 which calculates the percentage discount. So now from which step it has to consider the value for this discount calculation. So it has to consider the value from the 100th step. So this is the gross value. Here they just maintained it as gross value. So from the whatever value the system gets here, it has to use this value and it has to calculate the percentage discount from gross. So that is why here the from has been maintained as 100. There could be two also. So from certain step until certain step, you need to consider the value and you need to maintain the, or you need to determine the discount from that step until this step. So that is also possible. So that is the significance of this from and to field. And then we have other three checkboxes. One is the manual, another is required, another is statistical. So what is manual? So if you mark a condition type here as manual, then you can manually add that condition type into the sales order. Whereas if you have not marked this, then it means that it will get determined automatically only based on the condition record. So if it is a manual condition, then you don't need to create any condition record. Just directly you can go to the sales order, put that condition type and you can put the value there. So those condition types are called manual condition types. And then you have something called required. Required means it has to be present. It is a mandatory condition. If you want to mark a condition as a mandatory, then if that condition is not present, then the order will say that it is a mandatory condition and hence without filling that, your order will not get saved. So such condition types you can mark it as required. And then you have something called statistical. Statistical conditions are those which will not aid in the price calculation, but it will be only a tool which will be helpful for some reporting purposes. So for example, you just wanted to know what is the cost of the product or the manufacturing cost, then that will not be used for price calculation. You just for some report purpose, you want to understand what is the statistical price or the cost for what is the exact cost incurred in manufacturing a product, then you can maintain a condition which is a statistical condition. So here you can see VPRS got determined in our order. So VPRS is nothing but the cost. So this is the actual cost incurred for this product. So you can see that this is a statistical condition, and here the actual cost of the product is only 613.55 euro. Whereas here the price you have maintained is as 833.4. So the price would be different, the cost would be different. So on top of the cost, you will add other expenses and you arrive at the final price of the product. Whereas the cost is the actual manufacturing cost. So the customer may not be interested to know the actual cost. So you have maintained this as a statistical. So it will not be used for any pricing calculation. It will just remain here. That's all. Just for if you want to take any reports, then you can employ this statistical condition. And then you have something called print. So if you want to print any condition value, then you can enable this check. Then this value would get printed in the order confirmation or in the invoice or wherever it is. Then you have something called the subtotal. Subtotal is nothing but here you have different options. So here you can have these options maintained here. So if you have subtotal maintained as 7, then the calculated value until that step, it will be stored in a particular field. So which field you wanted to store that value, that will be decided based on the subtotal which you maintain here. So if you maintain a particular subtotal, then it will specify in which table, in which field the value of the calculation. Until that step, you might have created some, you might have calculated some value. So for example, here you have calculated the gross value here in this. Until this step, whatever conditions you have maintained here, put together, the gross value would have been calculated. Now where to store the gross value? So that would be decided based on the setting you maintain here. Now you achieved the gross value. Now where that value has to be stored? Here the maintain setting as 1. 1 means it will carry over value to this table KOMP, this field KZWI1. So here you maintained it as 1. So it will carry over the value of this gross value to this table KOMP and in this field KZWI1. This is the significance of the subtotal. Then here you have some requirement. So requirements you already know. What is a requirement? So requirement is certain conditions that has to be satisfied for this condition type to be triggered. So that if you have any specific conditions, like for example, if the sales org has to be this, or only for this customer we will trigger this, or you have any other conditions, like only after the order is fully complete, then we will trigger this. Likewise, you can have any such conditions if you are having, then you can maintain it as a program in the ABAP language, and we can add it in this as a requirement. So requirement is just a number which represents a certain program, and inside that program, you will maintain the conditions that are required for triggering this particular condition type. Then you have something called alternate calculation type and alternate condition base value. So alternate calculation type is nothing but if you have any other alternate way of calculating your prices, then you can create a routine or a requirement routine and you can maintain that routine here. Now, if you are saying that you are always you are calculating price by using certain way, then if you want to have another alternate way of calculating the price, you can create that in the routine and you can add that routine here. Then you have something called the alternate condition base value. So condition basis, what is a condition base value means? For example, in case of certain condition, how you calculate the price. So it would be based on quantity, or it can be based on fixed price, or it can be based on weight, something like that. So you have a price component, and for example, you have a price PR00, and you have another condition type called KF00. So PR00 represents price, KF00 represents freight. Price you can calculate based on quantity. So you have some 10 quantity. Each quantity is costing you 10 rupees. So the customer has ordered 100 quantity, then the price would be 100 into 10, which is 1000 rupees. So this is the one way of calculating the value. So the condition base value now is 10 rupees because it for each pieces it is calculating the price. So it is based on quantity. On the other hand, for a freight, if you want to calculate the freight, it will not be based on quantity, it will be based on weight, right? So if weight of each piece is 1 kg and you are having some 100 pieces, then total weight becomes 100 kg. So the freight has to be calculated based on a different condition base value. So you cannot calculate freight same as how you calculate a standard price. So there you need to specify an alternate way of considering the condition base value. So that you can specify here as a routine or a requirement routine. And then you have a field called account key. Then you have a field called accrual key. Account key and accrual key will be determined in the account determination, and accrual key will be based only for rebates. So we will discuss these two fields when we target about the account determination and the rebate process. At that point of time, we will discuss more detail about the account key and accrual key. So right now, I have explained you the details of the 14 fields. So step, counter, condition type, description, from, to, manual, required, statistical, print, subtotal, requirement, alternate calculation type, alternate condition based value. So these are the 14 fields. You have account key and accruals. I will let you know what is the significance of these two fields when we cover revenue account determination and rebate process. So any doubts on this different fields inside the pricing procedure?
Sir, for any material, hello,
Yeah, Vivek.
how we determine this condition type? Means that PRO, PR.
That's what you need to
02.
create condition record, then only it will get determined. For which material, which condition you want to create, you need to create master price master record. So you in the inside the pricing procedure, only the inside the sales order, if you see, they have created a condition record for PR00 condition, and based on that this price has got determined. So if you select here and if you click on condition record, you can see what condition record they have created and at what level they have created. So here you see they have created condition record at sales org, distribution channel and material. So if the sales org is 1000, if the distribution channel is 12, if the material is M01, the price will be this per piece, and this will have a valid from valid to date. So this is the example of a condition record. So condition record we will discuss separately, but right now we are only discussing the pricing procedure, how to create a pricing procedure, how to determine the pricing procedure in the sales document is what we are discussed. The next step would be to define the condition records for the condition types.
Okay.
Now, fine. So any other doubts?
No, sir. I'm asking because I told you yesterday that I
Yeah, that
created.
I will come to that.
That's why I'm asking.
Yeah,
Nothing else.
I will come
Yeah.
to that.
Okay.
So now, any other doubts from anyone on this pricing procedure?
No, sir.
Okay. T1 is not. Okay, so fine then. Now let us go ahead and try to create a sales order. Now, yesterday Vivek, you were showing you created a sales order where you had an error with the pricing, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so can you share your screen and we will see that and we will take it from there.
Okay.
So you can try to create a sales order. Yesterday how you created, likewise you can try creating it.
Yes, sir. I have another doubt too. That address window pop-up. Yeah.
That we will look into that.
Okay. Okay. I'm right now. I given the different customer which does not pops up that window. Okay. No, I guess Outline agreements.
Continue.
No, this is not that material. It's it. Wait a minute. 8 5, I guess. Yeah. Hello.
Yeah, Vivek.
Hmm.
What happened?
Yeah. I enter the material and we see pricing error, mandatory condition, PRO is
Okay.
missing.
Now, what it means is your price condition PR00 doesn't have a condition record. Okay. Now you need to create a price condition record. So that's the reason why you are getting the error. So what we can do is there is a separate transaction code which you can use to create your price condition records. So what you can do, go to transaction VK11. Okay. Go to VK11.
Yeah.
And now you go to enter the condition type. Which condition it showed as missing? It is PR00. So enter condition type PR00. Then press enter. So these are the 3 different key combinations that has been maintained. These are the access sequences that are present inside this condition type. So at what level you wanted to create, you can decide. So now, for example, you want to create condition record only at material level, for example. So you can choose the third option. Or you want to have a price maintained at customer and material level, then you can create the first option. So you can select any one option, and then if you press enter.
Okay. I'm selecting the first one as it is.
Then you have to, in this screen, this is the condition record creation screen. You have to have the sales org distribution channel. You have the customer for which you are trying to create this. It has come defaulted. Go and give your material, and you have to give the amount. What is the price?
Any amount which I desire.
What is the price of your material? You should be knowing. So you should give your price. You are the seller, right? So you give any amount, whatever is the price that you have fixed. Then you give
25
unit. Unit is
euro.
euro. Then you give valid from, valid to. Say for example, your price is valid from today until end of this month, or already we are today on end of this month only. So today until end of next month, or until end of this year, you can give valid from and valid to, and then you can press save.
Means after I putting the valid to date and the day after that this date, the same error will be happen
Yeah,
again.
same error will happen. Yes.
Okay. So let's uh,
Put the price until end of your course. For next 3
yes sir.
months, 2 months, until when you have
Yes.
the system access.
Yeah. Let us try.
How long you
January.
have the access for this system?
I guess sir 3 months until something. 12 or 13 December.
12 December. 12 December.
Okay. Then save this. Okay. Now try creating. Go back to the order. Now there are 2 things here. One option is you now create a new sales order and the condition record would get picked up. But in this case, you have already in the halfway, you have already created a sales order. Let us assume that now you have created a sales order, but the condition, your price condition got created after you created the sales order. So in this case, what you can do, double click on that line item, go to conditions tab. There you have this. Now you have created the condition record, but the condition record was created after you created the sales order. So now what you can do, you click on update. There is one button in the bottom, update. Yeah, select that. And you can select what kind of pricing you want, whether you want to carry out a new pricing or already if you have some manual conditions, you just want to copy that and re-trigger this automatic condition. So what option you want, you can select. So now the most feasible option is B, which is carry out new pricing. So you select that, double click, yeah, select that. The system update. Okay, why it is not picking? You put today's date as from date or tomorrow's date?
Today's date, sir.
Okay. Okay.
Can I
You can go and
display that?
change. Yeah, display. Yeah, select. Is that the material which you used in the sales order? What are the distribution channel in the sales order?
Distribution channels are 100, 1000, 12, and 00. Distribution channels 12.
And execute this.
Yeah, I given the
39 to
today's date.
31. Okay, 25 per piece 2085, customer 23481. Okay, go back to a sales order. Go back, go to the header level.
Header level.
2085, 2348. No, wait. 1012. Okay, double click on this line item and again go and update.
I think, sir, we can make a manual entry as well.
Yeah, sir.
But provided this condition is a manual condition. Just try entering PR00. Go down.
Go down.
Scroll down.
Here.
Enter PR00. And enter the value, some 100 or 200, whatever is the value.
While creating that
In any value, you just enter, press enter. Go to top. Yeah, it is taking now. Okay, but ideally when you update the condition itself, it should pick this condition record. So anyways, just come out of this and create a new sales order. In that you can see that this would have been got determined automatically.
Sure. And sir, what happens when I change that customer? What happens when when I change that when I will change that this customer?
You have to create another record for the new customer. How many other customers you have, how many other materials you have, you need to create those many condition records. Go double click and go to conditions. Yeah, now price is got determined automatically. You did not do anything. So likewise, for every customer, every material, you need to create your own condition record. So if you don't want to restrict it with condition, just create it at material level. So what would happen if you maintain two set of condition records, one with customer material level and another with material level? So the first, the system would check for a more specific record. If it is not found, then it will look at a more generic record. So now you have two options. One is a specific record, then another is a generic record. Specifically, if you keep on adding more and more fields to your condition record, like customer, material, sales org, distribution channel, likewise, if you keep on adding, then the search becomes more and more specific for the system. But if it doesn't find a record there, it will go to the next search and it will see whether any such condition record exists. And if it doesn't exist, then it goes to the next search. Likewise, the search will keep on happening until all the tables are exhausted. So the last search is only with the material. So that is a very generic search. So if you maintain condition record at a material level, even if you have not maintained it at the customer level, if the material is satisfied, then this price would get picked up. You got my point, right?
Yes, sir.
So now you have seen how to create a condition record and how to update the sales order. So we have seen that. Now there are different condition types, as I told you. One representing the price, another representing the freight, another representing the tax, another representing the discount. So how we differentiate, how the system differentiates all these different condition types is what we are going to see now. So you can stop sharing your screen.
Yes, sir.
I will start sharing. Okay. Let
So
me know
what
when
was
you
that
are
transaction?
VK11 to create condition record, VK12 to change condition record, and VK13 to display condition record.
Display.
So you are able to see my screen.
Yes, sir.
So now we can go to SPRO, SAP reference IMG, sales and distribution, basic functions, pricing, pricing control, define condition types, can select, maintain condition types. So SAP has given you the option to create your own condition types as well, but they have given many conditions in the standard. So there should not be any need for you to set up your own condition type, but if the need arises, you can create your own condition types. Here you can see there are 802 pricing conditions. So it includes all type of conditions, price, discount or surcharge, or tax condition, or a freight conditions. So now how we differentiate between different conditions. So now let us go and check PR00, which is the price condition, how it is defined. So here you can see the condition class is prices, calculation type is quantity. So this is the description of the condition type. So whenever you create your pricing procedure and enter this condition type there, the description would come from here only. So now let us select this and let us look at how this condition type is configured. Now here you can see how this condition type looks like. So the first thing is what you need to understand here is the condition type is PR00 and its description is price. The next field is access sequence. So the access sequence PR02 is assigned to this condition type. In case if you have not assigned any access sequence here, it means that it is a manual condition. So it will not, you don't need to create any condition record because there is no access sequence assigned. So if no access sequence is assigned to a condition type, then it implies that it is a manual condition and you don't need to create any condition record for that. So that is what it implies by access sequence. So here you see the access sequence PR02 is assigned. Now there are other important fields. We will just look at some of the important fields inside the condition type definition. So the basic differentiation between a price condition and a freight condition, or a freight condition and a discount condition, or a discount condition and a tax condition would be the condition class and the way in which the calculation has to happen. So price condition will have condition class as B. A discount condition will have condition class as A. A tax condition will have condition class as D. So rebate condition will have condition class as C. So these are the different condition classes. Now, how the calculation has to happen? Prices are usually calculated based on quantity. So if there are 100 quantity and each quantity is 10 rupees, then the total would be 1000 rupees. So it is just based on quantity. There are other calculation types like fixed quantity, fixed value or fixed amount, then gross weight. So freight conditions will be calculated based on gross weight or net weight. Discounts will be calculated based on percentage. So what kind of a calculation you need to have for a particular condition type will be based on this condition class and calculation type. Now, if your condition is a discount condition, then it will have a negative effect on your pricing, right? Because your price is 100 and if you are giving a 10% discount, then the discount will be calculated as a percentage, right? So the price would become 90. So 100 with 10% discount means it becomes 90. So it has a negative effect. So all the discount condition types will have the field here, it will be checked as X. So it will have a negative effect. So this is the significance of this field. Now we have a concept called group condition. So what is a group condition? I will let you know once we discuss that. So if the settings related to group condition can be maintained here. Now whether your condition will get determined at the header level of the sales order or at the item level will be decided based on the setting. If your condition type is item condition, the system will not determine it at a header level. On the other hand, if your condition type is a header condition, it will not get determined at the item level. So you have two different types of conditions, one at the header and another at the item. So the price condition PR00 is a item condition. So that is the reason you see that this check is not maintained for the header condition. So we have some conditions which are marked as header conditions. So how the value of those header conditions gets distributed amongst the items depends on the configuration. So now this condition is an item condition. Then manual entries. So whether you can add an entry manually, you can have, although if the price got determined automatically in the sales order, we saw PR00 got determined automatically, but still the system we can just allow manual change. So if you want to remove 25 and add 30, then the system will allow, because the setting here is C, manual entry has priority. So if you don't want this condition to be changed by anyone, then you can go here and maintain setting as automatic entry has priority. So automatically whatever is determined will be the priority. Or if you don't want anyone to change anything, then you can set it as D, not possible to process manually. So those kind of settings are possible. Then we have some update like condition index, condition update. So condition update will be mostly used, for example, every day. For example, for the first 10 customers, you wanted to give discount for a certain value, like 10% discount for first 10 customers. So until the discount has reached a value of 1000 rupees. So the first order you give a discount of, for example, some 100 rupees based on the order I'm telling. So if the customer has placed order for 1000 rupees, you give him a discount of 10%. Then the discount value is 100 rupees. The second order, you give another discount of 100, third order 100, fourth order 100, fifth order 100. Likewise, for 10 orders, you give 100 rupees discount. The total discount value now has become 1000. Once that 1000 limit is reached, you have to stop giving discount, because only you have told the discount is only for the first 10 customers or until the discount value reaches this. So you need to update the conditions as and when it gets determined. So in the first order it gets determined, second order it got determined, third order it got determined. So you just keep on accumulating the discount value. So in order to help in that, you need to have a check here on the condition update. Then we have something called the scales. So scales is another interesting concept. Like from 0 to 100 pieces, the price will be $10. So from 101 to 200 pieces, the price will be $20. Likewise, you can maintain the prices for different sets of quantities, which is called the scales. So what is the basis of calculating these scales and how the values will be checked? What is the formula for the scales? You can maintain it in this setting. So scales you can maintain inside your condition record. So I will show you how to maintain the scales. So then you have control data about currency conversion, then how the accruals, this is a rebate concept. So what on what basis the accruals has to get calculated, then what is exclusion. If you want to exclude this condition from pricing calculation, then you can maintain an exclusion indicator. Here, what is the pricing date of pricing, how the pricing date has to be determined. So all these settings are present in this control data. Then we have something called text determination and text ID. So this text will get determined based on this price you maintained here, right? So if you want to have some kind of a automatic determination of this description to happen, then we can use this text determination procedure and the text ID, based on which it will get picked up. So these are the different fields and different settings that are present for a condition type. So now we have seen how PR00 looks like. Now just for any discount condition, we can select and let us look how it looks like. For example, K007 is a discount condition. So you can select this and you can see the description is customer discount, condition class is discount or surcharge, calculation type is percentage. So here you can see the discount condition class calculation type, the access sequence is different. Then you have the item condition. So here you have the scale basis. All these are slightly different from what you have seen in the normal price condition. Likewise, you can go and check for how a tax condition would look like. So MWST is a standard tax condition which will be used mostly. So you can just select this and look at how the MWST looks like. Here you see condition class is different, calculation type is different, and whether it is an item condition. So other fields are not maintained because for taxes these are not relevant. So this is how the condition types are set up inside this SAP. So if you want to create your own conditions, you can select the condition which you want to copy, and you can click on this and the system would copy and create your own condition. Now you can create your own condition type. You can create like this. You can maintain one this and you can create. So this is how you create a condition type on your own, and how we change the values and the settings for the condition. So now here you can see maintain upper and lower limit for conditions. So for a particular condition type, what is the upper limit, what is the lower limit, you can maintain from 0 to 1000 or 1000 to 2000, like that. Check settings for condition types, customizing check. Now you can go here. No errors were found. So just to check if the condition type is having any error or not, you can use this check. So this is about the condition type configuration. So any doubts on this from anyone?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay. So just you can go through this. So maybe give me a couple of minutes. I will come back.
हॅलो कुलदीप.
हॅलो. हा.
हा अरे तुला मागे विचारलं होतं बघ मी ते पार्टनर डिटर्मिनेशनचं एक्सरसाइज केला का तू युनिट नंबर 4?
नाही मित्र अजून. भरपूर
नाही
दिवस झाले.
केलाय.
मे बी सॅटर्डे संडे वेळच भेटत नाही रे.
अच्छा, काय शेड्यूल असतं तुझं?
हा हा.
हॅलो,
हा बोल ना.
म्हटलं शेड्यूल कसं असतं दररोजचं?
हे आता सकाळी 6 ते 9 क्लास, त्याच्यानंतर 9:30ला ऑफिस चालू होतं, संध्याकाळी जवळपास 7-7:30 पर्यंत होतं. त्याच्यामुळे इव्हिनिंग टाइम मध्ये जर भेटला तर, नाही तर मग सॅटर्डे संडेच.
अच्छा. आणि तू आता कस्टमर पण नाही केलं ना क्रिएट, ते केला आहे एखादा?
नाही, मी काल पण तो क्रिएट केलेला नव्हता. आय थिंक टेबल मधूनच घेतलेला. आयडी
कोणत्या
माझे
टेबल?
बहुतेक ब्लॉक झाले आपल्या SS16 मधून.
तुला बाकीच्या ह्याच्यासाठी सांग रे, म्हणजे मला कस्टमर साठी कोणता हे वापरता? VBA कशासाठी आहे? लक्षात आहे का?
भरपूर
लिहून
भरपूर
ठेव.
टेबल्स आहेत रे ते.
अच्छा. आणि तू कुठून फाइंड केलं त्या व्हॅल्यूज, म्हणजे ते नाव तुला माहिती होते आधीपासून?
आय थिंक टेबल सर्च केलेलं डायरेक्टली इंटरनेटवर.
ओके, ठीक आहे. त्यातूनच जुना कस्टमर घेतला का? चालेल, ओके.
So these are something about the header condition type. So how does the header condition type look like? There are two certain.
Hello, sir.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, your voice is quite low right now after having the break.
Yeah. How is it now?
Yeah.
Now it's good.
Okay, fine.
So there are certain conditions which will be classified as a header conditions. So now, for example, we have something called HA00 or HB00. All these which starts with H in standard will be called as a header condition. So now header discount, for example, let us take header HB00, and here let us go into the detail and see that this condition is a discount condition. Based on the condition class, it is understood that this is a discount condition, and the calculation type here you see it is fixed amount. So you give a fixed amount as a discount. Now this is a header condition, and there are no limitations to manual entries. So it is a manually, there is no access sequence as well. So here you can see that this is a manual condition because it doesn't have a access sequence. Now we can go and check in our pricing procedure if this header condition type is available or not. You can go to SPRO, go to SAP reference IMG, and go to sales and distribution, basic functions, pricing control, define and assign pricing procedures, define, maintain pricing procedures. Here you can go and select our pricing procedure. For example, let's check how HB00 is configured. Just is to go through this HI see HP00 is configured here. So it is a manual condition because it is maintained manually. So now let us create an order and see how the header condition can be distributed amongst the items. I'm creating a sales order. So now it says mandatory condition PR00 is missing. Now let us maintain that mandatory condition. K11. Similarly, like how we did a few minutes back. So customer material. So what is the material? Fun 80 121. Just give some amount. So maintain this price. So if you go to the line item level, or here you can select this, and you can, if you want to change the validity also, there is another option here. You can change the currency by going here. Then you can maintain the validity here. There is other options as well. So here, if you go here, you can see that the maximum target currency, exchange rate type, maximum condition value. So maximum condition until which this has to work. This is more suitable for discount conditions. So maximum condition value. So once you maintain this, then, and you also set the condition update check, then it keeps updating the condition with the values that are getting determined. So now at the header level, this is the header level. So header data for the condition record, you can see who created, when it was created, what is the valid from valid to date. Then you can go back, and here you can see that there is something called the scales. So now you can see scale quantity. So now from 0 or from first, the price would be 10 euro, and then from 100 the price will be 20 euro. Now from 200 the price will be 30 euro, something like that we can maintain. So now you can save this. Now for example, it says that the price has to get reduced. So now let us say from first piece it will be 30, 20 and 10. Okay, let us maintain it in this way, in the ascending, in the descending way. So now let us save this. Now let us now create an order. While we are trying to create an order, now we created for 10 piece. Now we can select this and go to the conditions. The price was not there. Now let us try to update and see if this works. Carry out new pricing. Double click on this. It's not picking this. So let us create a new order. I don't know why this is not working. Now from 10 piece, price is 30. Okay. Now if I change the quantity to 20, let us see what happens. Change to 20. It is not taking. I don't know, the scales are not working. Sorry, the quantity is
100.20.
120. So it has to be now. If I give 10, the price is 30. Now if I give 100, and the price would become 20. And now if I give 200, price will become 10. So this is how the scales would work. You got it?
Yes, sir.
Now let us check about the header condition. Now what we can do, can go here, click on this header, and we will try to add up the header condition HB00, which is a fixed discount. Now let us give some 1000 euro as a fixed discount. Now if you go here, you can see discount value 1000 euro we have added. Now let us go and see how this affects the line item. So the line item, we can go and see the discount has applied here, 1000 euro. Entire discount of 1000 is applied. Now if I create second line also, there also this discount would get applied. Now I am giving here also, if I select this line item also, the discount would get applied. So what essentially it means is the total value is not getting distributed amongst the line items. The entire value for each line, it is giving a discount of 1000. Did you see this?
Yeah, that it means that discount has applied to the
The
both of them
entire
separately.
discount value, yes, the entire discount value of 1000 euro is getting applied to each and every line. So first line it got a discount of 1000, second line it got a discount of 1000, third line it got a discount of 1000. Like that it keeps on applying. Now if you don't want that to happen, you wanted to have the discount distributed, means then we need to have a different kind of a header discount. So now let us see what are the other discounts. So HB0 is a discount based on value. Now for example, HA00 will be a percentage discount. So this, let us check how this works. Now let us go to the header. Now let us remove this and let us try to add a different header. HA00 will give some 2% discount. Now if you see how this percentage would work like. So for first line also, it will have a discount of 2%, and for the second line also, it will have a discount of 2%. So likewise, it will distribute it will add the entire discount to each and every line, it will add. So this is about the header discount. Now there is another option of distributing the header by value. So that is another option. So this option what we have seen is header condition amount copied into each item. So in this case, this was what was happening for us. It was getting copied into each item. So we can also have distributed among items. How it will distribute based on the total value, it gets distributed. So that is also possible. So that we can check how that works. So if you have a percentage of, if you have an absolute discount of 1000, based on the orders individual line items values, this would get proportionately distributed. So there could be a setting for that. So we will check that separately. So the first option is to distribute the, to copy the entire condition value into each of the line, and the second option is to distribute that value of, for example, if you are giving a euro 1000 is the entire value of the discount, that 1000, depending on the percentage of the or the value of the line items, it will get proportionately distributed based on the total net value of the item. So here if you see the absolute discount, they have given it as 90 euro. So here the item 10's value is 300, item 20's value is 100, and item 30's value is 50. So the 90 gets proportionately distributed as a percentage. Like for this, it gets distributed as 60. Here it gets distributed as 20. Here it gets distributed as 10. So this is based on this. The basis for distributing the header conditions can be changed in the pricing procedure by selecting the appropriate routine, such as weight 12 equal to gross weight and 13 equal to net weight and volume in the alternate condition base value. So based on this setting of weight, the discount can be distributed. Now inside the pricing procedure, if you see here, the alternate calculation type is blank. So in the alternate condition based value, now for example, if you maintain a certain thing, like for example, it gets distributed based on gross weight. For example, let us assume let us maintain it as 12 and we save this. Okay, now let us go back. And now let us create another sales document and we will see how this gets distributed now based on the gross weight. Now let us create a sales order. Okay, now we have created this. Now let me go to the header and let me add the absolute discount HB00. Let me add some 500 euro as the absolute discount. Now if we go to the individual line, earlier it was each line was getting 500 euro as discount. Now let us see how it is getting now distributed, or it is the same. Let us see now. Okay, it is still it is not still distributing it. Okay, so what is this pricing procedure? Not sure if we have used the right pricing procedure. Z or VAGM. Okay. HB00. Based on the net weight, it should get distributed. Okay, 1400 weight, gross weight. Okay. It's not getting. Okay, it's just copying the entire value. It is not distributing. So maybe we'll need to check this. I will check on this and I will maybe let you know in the next sessions. Okay, but just understand the concept that the value would get distributed amongst these line items based on the routine that we maintain in the alternate condition based value field. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so then we saw what is the pricing type as well. So pricing type B, what is B, what is A, what is C. You can just go and look into this in more details. Which elements would get copied, which would remain unchanged, all these things. Then we have configured, learned to configure the pricing procedure, and then condition, the same condition technique whichever we executed during the material determination, the same thing needs to be followed. So first you need to get into the field catalog and see if all the relevant fields are present which are required for you to maintain the condition table. So maybe we can go through that again. So you can go to define condition tables. So here you can see conditions allowed fields. So you can go into the field catalog. This is the field catalog. So you can check if all your fields are present here. In case if you feel any of the fields are not present, which you might require, then you can click on new entries and add your own fields here. This is the first step. Second step is to create your condition table. So you can create your condition table by copying from an existing table, or you can create your own table. So you can use the namespace from 901 to 999. For SD, you can create tables in that range. So once you created the condition table, you can create your own access sequence. So condition table essentially is nothing but, like for example, if I wanted to create a condition table, likewise I give some condition table name 991 for example. 991 already exists. 981 already exists. 921 already exists. If everything exists, what can we do? So I'm trying to create a table 908. Okay, here are the on your right hand side, you see these are the fields that are available for you to add it into your condition table. So you can put page down, you can go to the this. So you cannot scroll it here. If you just keep scrolling, it will come until up till here. You need to select this to see all the fields. So now if you want to create a condition table with some important fields, like for example sales org, for example, you can go and check sales org. See sales org, you can double click, it will come here. Then sales document, for example, you wanted to create it with sales org and sales document type. Then material, for example. Okay, so if you want to create a condition table with this combination, you can select this and you can click on generate. It will generate your table. So once this table is generated, you can place this table inside your access sequence and then assign that access sequence to your condition type. So whenever you are attempting to create a condition record for that condition type, all these key combinations will appear in your screen all the key combinations which appear are nothing but condition tables. So you can create record at whichever level you wanted to create. So once you create your record, it is the master data which the system will pick up during the order creation. So if no condition record exists, then that value would not get determined automatically. So these are the way, these are the steps. Like now we created the condition table, then we can create our own access sequence. So if you want to, I'm just I'm not saving this. I'm just going back. You can, then you can create your access sequences. You can maintain access sequence. So can create access sequence here. See, these are the access sequence that are already created. So now we can create your own access sequence. Go to new entries. You can create your access sequence. So you can create Z01 on access sequence. And inside this, you can select this and go to accesses. You can add your condition tables, whatever you have created here. Number, you can place the numbers and put the condition tables. Then you can check in these condition tables. If you select this and go to fields, it will display what the fields are there in that condition table. So likewise, you can create your access sequence, add this access sequence into your condition type, then add that condition types into your pricing procedure, create a pricing procedure determination, and then you can create your condition record, which is the master data, which is the last step of the process. So once the condition records are created, then you are ready to go. You can create your sales document and the price conditions would get determined automatically. So in case if your condition type doesn't have an access sequence, then you can add it. You can add the values manually as well. So that is the significance of having a manual condition type without an access sequence. So this is about the pricing procedure configuration and determination of pricing procedure. So the configuration for pricing procedure determination, it is based on sales area, document pricing procedure, and customer pricing procedure. So that is from where the pricing procedure will get picked up. So then what other concepts? So then I have explained this in the system, so you can go through the theoretical concepts whenever you find some time, and adding new fields for pricing. So we will start discussing this from tomorrow onwards. So adding new fields, we will start tomorrow. So any doubts on the concepts which we discussed so far today?
No, sir.
Okay.
No,
How
sir.
about others? Okay.
No, sir.
Okay. Vikrant, Omkar.
No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir.
Okay, sir. Fine. So I strongly suggest you to please go through these concepts today itself. Don't postpone this because you might tend to forget this. Pricing is very important and you will get more questions on pricing in your certification exams or in your interviews. You will be asked more questions on pricing. So please ensure that you understand these concepts thoroughly. If you have any doubts, you can ask me and go through the exercises as well and the theoretical concepts. Please don't ignore the theoretical concepts. So in case, because I am showing everything in the system, I am not going into the theoretical part. I believe like you can read it on your own because showing in the system is a more difficult or a challenging task. So I'm doing that. So you can go through these concepts, and in case if you feel that you are not able to follow any of these concepts, then you can reach me and we can see how best I can explain that again to you. So if you want, we can continue. Otherwise, if you feel that you have enough for today, then we can close the session for now and maybe we can connect tomorrow and we can continue.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Sir,
Okay.
how is How with
So-
that address issue?
Address
The
issue.
customer.
You
Yeah.
not you go to VD02 and you maintain the title for that. No, without maintaining that, only it is coming like that.
Title means like a Mr. This
Mm.
title.
Mm,
I have maintained this.
But still,
Let's
is
see.
it coming?
Okay, I will check it
Yeah, you
after
can
this
check it
session.
and let me know. So in case if you have that, you can ping me on WhatsApp. We will see.
Okay, sir. And wait a minute. Sir, in the unit 4,
Mm-hmm.
for the second book,
Mm,
for the setup of partner determination procedure,
mm,
let me go to exercise. Wait a minute. Yeah. Uh, I completed the task 1, exercise number 6, unit 4.
mm-hmm.
I have completed task 1, task 2,
Mm-hmm.
and in the task 3, what they have
Mm,
told, go through that customer
mm,
and change the function.
mm, mm.
But I can't found that function which I have assigned on the task 2 in that partner function. Yeah.
You're not able to see the partner function.
Yeah.
Okay. Which partner
So,
function you created?
9H,
Can you share your screen and
9H
show
or
me?
9M. Yeah. Wait a minute. So, my screen is visible to all of you.
Yeah. For me, it is visible. Which
Yeah.
partner function you created?
I created a partner function 9M.
I see
9M or
only that
9H.
is
9H, I guess.
create standard order screen only I can see. I
No,
don't see your
no.
partner function.
Wait a minute. I have to go through this. From where I can go to this. Okay.
So what you created a partner function, then what is the problem?
The function is not showing in the customer chain. See, they have given their customer, but this customer sales area is not matching with us like 1000, 1200.
That is not a problem. You created your partner function, you assigned that partner function to the
Perimeter
partner
in
determination
custom.
procedure,
Yeah.
and that partner determination procedure has to be assigned to the account group. Did you do all these things?
Yeah. In that
Did you
until hello.
see first of all your screen I can see only that create standard order. I don't see anything else.
I'm
You
seeing in
show
the
me
book.
where you created that partner function.
Okay, wait a minute. I'm showing you. No, I have to go in the partner
SPR.
termination. SPR.
Go to SPRO. Sales
SPRO.
and distribution. Yes. SPR.
So, sir, this Z08 is the
Hmm.
partner determination procedure which I have
You
created, and I assigned that. I assigned 9H partner function. I assigned to the partner procedure. Partner
no.
determination.
Wait. Wait. You created partner determination procedure Z08. And what partner function you created?
Here, sir. 9H representative
9H
8.
you created. Okay. Then what you need to do? It is 9 F or what is it? 9H is it?
H. This line, this one.
Okay. That what is that? You maintained it as PE, right? PE, what is that PE? Partner type. No, partner type should be customer, right? Why you maintained it as PE?
Sir,
Partner type should be KU.
but in the exercise, they have given the partner type PE.
PE means what is that partner type? Just go and select F4 there.
Yeah.
P is personal number. So if you are creating a customer for personal number, then only this will come. You cannot create sold to party and say that this is not coming.
Okay.
So what you can do, you go and change this to KU. See, partner type is, there are different partner types like customer, vendor, like that. So PE is another partner type. So you can try to change it into customer. So inside this customer, now if you go into the okay, now you go to the partner functions in procedure, the second folder. Yeah, second partner.
Okay, wait a minute. Partner function in procedure. Yeah, I mean partner
Did you
function in
add
procedure.
your partner function 9H into your procedure?
Yes, sir.
What is your procedure? Z08, right?
Z08. No, sir. Procedure is, I guess. Wait a minute.
See, you have to
Procedure.
be very much sequential. Like you need to follow the steps sequentially. First, you create your partner function, create your determination procedure, assign the function to the procedure, assign the procedure to the account group. So if you are not following it sequentially, then it will not work.
Sir, I followed it sequentially as
No.
mentioned.
First, what is the determination procedure? You should not forget, no. What you created itself, you are forgetting.
I guess why?
Just now you told me some partner determination procedure, no? Is that something you told? Select
No.
F4 and we'll see. Scroll down. You should make a note of this somewhere, like whenever you perform some exercises, you cannot keep searching like that every time. You should try to recall whatever you create. Otherwise, it is time consuming for everyone.
Yes, sir.
You created what? Z08, right?
Yeah, this one, Z08.
That's what I'm also telling. Now, inside Z08, check whether your function is there or not. Enter, just press enter. Inside Z08, you don't have that 9F, right?
9H, yes, sir. I have
9H, it is there, right?
Yeah, see.
Yeah, okay. Now, this Z08, have you assigned it to your customer's account group?
No.
Partner determination. Open the first folder. Partner determination procedure. What is this? These are the partner determination procedure. Open the third folder.
Third, this one.
Partner determination procedure assignment. So now for your account group, you can create one new entry. Partner procedure. Now see, it is no. For the account group 0001, Already AG is assigned. You remove that and assign Z08. Yeah, there you remove and then
Here,
yeah.
what I have to say?
Your partner
Z08.
determination procedure. What is your procedure? Z08, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now save it. In future, then now what will happen? Whenever you create your customer with this Sol2, that all the functions would get determined. Your 9H also will come there now automatically. Try creating one customer master with this account group 0001. VD01.
Okay. Creating or I have to change it from
No,
in the exercise.
new thing only it will come. How it will come in the old master record. Select account group 0001. Yes. Now give copy from customer. You give some customer which you can copy from. Then sales org also you give. Then press enter. Then straight you can go to sales area data. Yeah. Press enter. Why it is not copied? You fill all these fields.
I have to fill this.
Yeah, then only you can. It will take you to sales area data.
I have
It will.
to. Okay.
No, fill all these fields. Then only it will take you to sales area data. Then only you can see your partner function there. That is what you wanted, right? Fill all this.
Search term. What search term I have to give?
Give your name
Anything.
only.
Okay. City. North region. Then.
Enter. Press enter. Go to sales area data. Go to partner functions. What happened? 9H is not come here.
Yeah. Come here.
Yeah, it has come now.
Yeah. Okay. Fine.
This was your problem, right?
Yes.
But you wanted to know why it is not coming automatically.
Coming. Yeah. It's not
automatically
coming.
Means like in that
The
against
default
that.
values.
Yeah, you should go back and you go to that partner determination screen. Now you go to that partner functions in procedure second folder.
Here.
Second.
Second, yeah.
So now what? See there against that Z08, you don't have that 9. Yeah, you have just tick that mandatory tick. Make it. Yeah. Tick that mandatory. Yeah. Yeah. Now save it. Now you create your customer and then you see it will come automatically now. Go back. Yeah. Now create another customer. Don't save this. Now enter. Enter these things. Go to sales area data. Okay.
Yes, sir.
It has come, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. That is how we need to do. First, you need to follow the sequence, everyone, not only Vivek, everyone. First, you need to create your partner function, create your own partner determination procedure, add that function into that determination procedure, assign that determination procedure to the account group for the customer master. So when you create your partner function, in that you will be having some setting when you assign your partner function to partner determination procedure. So you need to make it mandatory, not modifiable. All these things will be there. So you need to do the configuration correctly, and then only the determinations would work properly. Otherwise, you will not get all these things. Now it is clear, right? Now you can go back and change this to AG only. Okay, first entry AG. Yeah, change it back to AG. Otherwise, it will cause problems. AG. Yeah, save this. Okay.
Sir, yeah, they have given us like, sir, see, as you said, to group 08, ZA08, yeah, ZA, no, they in the exercise they have given, we have to create the, we have to assign it to a ZA or our two numbers, means hash, double hash, or tier like 001,
So
and we have
that
to,
group is not there, you are saying.
no, I have to make it. Okay,
First you have to
I forgot.
create your that account group, then only
Yes.
you can add it here.
Okay.
Account group you have to create means you have to go to that
Hmm.
financial accounting customer master, prepare customer master creation. There you go and define screen layout for customer master. There you will have the account group. There you should create that account group, and then that account group will come here. Here then you need to assign it.
Okay.
Okay. Any
Yes,
other
sir.
questions from anyone?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay. So are we good to close the call?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Definitely.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So please focus on your exercise.